Our next award recipient has devoted his life to public service for America. He served in the Navy for 3 years in the 1950s and as a member of the Naval Reserve for many years after that. The people of the 13th District of Illinois elected him to Congress in 1962 when he was just 30 years old. He became Secretary of Defense under President Ford when he was 43, the youngest person ever to serve in that position. Now, I don't like to use the word oldest, but let's just say that he was also the least young Secretary of Defense when he served under President Bush, the one with W, at age 69. At various times, Donald Rumsfeld has also been Director of the Office of Economic Opportunity, White House Chief of Staff, Ambassador to NATO, and Special Envoy to the Mideast. In his spare time, Secretary Rumsfeld had a stellar career in the private sector as well, running such companies as General Instrument and G.D. Searle with great success. Donald Rumsfeld has won almost every award there is, from Eagle Scout to the Medal of Freedom. The award we are presenting him with tonight is the Menachem Award for Political Courage, which is particularly fitting for Secretary Rumsfeld. Secretary Rumsfeld exemplifies personal and political courage. Most of us remember where we were when we first heard that 2 planes had struck the World Trade Towers on September 11, 2001. Secretary Rumsfeld was at his office at the Pentagon when he received the news. Moments later, the walls shook, the hallways of the Pentagon filled with smoke. The terrorists had hit the Pentagon too. Instinctively, the 69-year-old secretary rushed into the breach, not away from it. He was one of the first to arrive at the side of the building where the terrorists had struck. He grabbed a stretcher to help out, to rescue those who were injured, to get them away. In the days and months that followed, he demonstrated his political courage as well, leading America to war against the terrorists in Afghanistan and against the brutal dictator Saddam Hussein in Iraq. He has courage because he is not guided by the fickle winds of popular opinion, but rather by a deep, abiding sense of what is right for America. Throughout it all, Secretary Rumsfeld has also been a great friend of Israel. I recently read an interview he gave with Larry King back in 2005. What he said then remains true today and really sums up the situation of Israel in the Mideast. As he said, there are just so many people in the world, in that part of the world, who would like to shove Israel into the sea and not have it be there. And until people are willing to accept the presence of Israel, Israel obviously is not going to be able to make a deal. And he has often been a key voice in Washington for the view that Israel's need for security is paramount. To be sure, some of Secretary Rumsfeld's policies have been criticized in some quarters. But as Secretary Rumsfeld himself has said, if you're not criticized, you may not be doing much. One thing Donald Rumsfeld will never be accused of is not doing much. For all that he's done for America, for Israel, for the world, and for the courage he has displayed in doing it, it is with great pleasure and appreciation that we present the Menachem Award for Political Courage to Donald H. Rumsfeld.